Well, good morning, internets. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to another day, a start to another vlog, and well, it'll be what it is. So yeah, here we go, and let's get at her. Well, the last few days have been, very interesting. Once things settled on down, once things were able to get back to normal-ish, I was able to catch a few hours of sleep, which was pretty needed. I was starting to get wrecked feeling again. I hadn't felt that feeling in a while now, where I hadn't slept in, multiple days again. But I guess that's kind of understandable, right, given the circumstances that happened. Well, I am officially, kinda, sorta, done with the old apartment. I gave the keys back here the other day, and sent them a text message, and well, it kinda will be what it is. I went to go do a final walkthrough on the apartment just to make sure I didn't miss anything or that there wasn't any problems, and well, it appears they already changed the locks on the apartment already, and there was still whatever, it would have been 6-8 hours left of the day before my official rent was up for the month. So by them locking me out of technically my apartment until midnight, they just kind of sealed any fate for damage or fate for missed cleaning or miss whatever, and well, it'll be what it is, right? They strike me as the kind of landlords that'll do whatever they can to keep your damage, because that is free money to them that they can put toward, I don't know, their coffee fund or whatever. They're not even willing to do the walkthrough with me because they're too afraid of catching this, virus that's going around, which, whatever, that's their choice. Their office has been closed completely, tight up completely, since late April. So, I don't expect anything more or anything gracious out of them, because, well, they've been on vacation, they've been on holidays, they've been locked up. You can't even get a hold of them. You can't even report maintenance to be done, because I guess there's nobody in the offices where the maintenance number runs to either. So that is part of the reason that I moved, part of the reason why I'm no longer there. You don't realize how dark and depressing and oppressing an environment is until you're no longer living there, and you go back there and you see the dark gray on the walls, you see the dim 40-watt lighting in the hallways, you see the tanny colors on your apartment walls, and I have no idea what the previous tenants were smoking in that apartment, because they're even the walls were washed, they still drip nicotine or whatever that is on those walls. So hey, it is what it is. All I know is it definitely was not a good environment for me to be in. Definitely was a bad choice to have moved there. Definitely was good, or is good, to be out of there, and hopefully on the right track to, well, my next 2-3 years anyway. I know I'll never be able to recapture what was my bachelor apartment with my my cat and my rusty truck and my bicycle and everything like that, because that was like the better part of 20 years ago now. But I can come back close to finding the same feeling, the same happiness, you know, with the new apartment here, you know, the new truck, you know, my cat and dog, and well, better part of 20 years later per se, right? Happiness isn't what you have or what's around you. Happiness kind of comes from within, and it's sort of a journey you have to work at. You have to want the change. You have to want the new change in direction. You can't just, you have to work at it. You know, you can't just sit here and whine and snivel and complain because your landlord sucks and the apartment has gray walls and it's dim and it smells funny, and you have to physically make the change. Sometimes it's expensive, sometimes it's a hassle, sometimes it's a headache, but you have to physically make the change. You have to really want it to do it. And once things are done, then you get on the right course. You find the right environment that at this point in your life actually feels way better than the place you moved from. I knew when I moved in it didn't feel right. I knew when I moved in there was problems right from the get-go. I made exceptions, and I thought it was just because I had spent 12 years owning my own home, and moving to this apartment was a huge change, which it was. I thought I would get used to the old apartment and get used to the things, you know, get the things that I was feeling was just the whole loss of the home, the depression from that. But really, it didn't get any better, and it got darker, and it even got worse as my depression, my darkness lifted. Then you can see how bad the environment you're currently living in is. And that was kind of part of the reason why I made the change. You know, that and the obvious problems with the lack of maintenance, the poor electrical, the water leaking, the mold issues, and whatever that smell was is you know, because it's still there. Even after all that wiping down and cleaning and carpet cleaning and deodorizing and sanitizing and all my belongings out of there. So whatever it is physically in the bones of the building. It's not anything to do with me. And it smelt that way when I moved in because they had dumped a bunch of deodorizer and chemicals on that carpet when they cleaned it. So they know it's there. They knew it was there, and they were trying to hide it until after I had signed a lease and got stuck in that place. I'm hoping that this here apartment works out fine. I'm hoping that we are allowed to stay here. You know, the fire department and stuff were here, did their inspection, and I'm sure if this half of the building was structurally unsafe, they would have told us by now, because it's, you know, it'd been a day or two. I'm sure if there was problems where we'd have to move, there'd be notices on our door, and the landlord would have plans in store for our relocation already in the works. So I think providing we're willing, or I'm willing to put up with the dirt and the soot and the noise and the comings and goings for the next few months of them renovating these 8 suites that are damaged, there should be no trouble or no problem with me or us other tenants staying in this half of the building. It kind of is what it is. You never know what life will throw at you. You never know what life brings you. You know, the good times, the bad times, the rough times, the worrying times. And I had never been that close to a fire before. you know, you see dumpster fires or see car fires, or you hear of apartment fires from years ago, but you never physically experience one that close before. And I swear the fire flames were just the other side of the brick wall when I looked over the railing, and I had no idea if the stairway was compromised, if I was able to get down, if I'd have to, you know, slide down the tree next to me, or if I'd have to jump off the third floor railing, or, you know, what I was going to find when I opened that door. But all I knew is I had to get my critters and myself out of there, and, well, the rest will be what it is, right? When I left this building that night, I had no idea if I'd be returning, because you never know how catastrophic the damage is. But pretty much, guys, a little bit of a morning update here. Gotta go out, pay some bills, do a little bit of running around, maybe do a drive-through check on the trailer, make sure everything's okay out there in storage, and well, that's pretty much the excitement planned so far today. So we'll see how she rolls, and we'll catch y'all later. Well, hello internets, here we are. A little bit of a evening-ish update. Well, it's been a good day today. Went out, paid bills, bought a couple things. Finalized some past things, sort of. Got some things in the works for the upcoming days. Things are going fairly well. Things are starting to return to normal around here. Laughter with children, you know, people with their pets again, people coming home. Those that can come back, they can come back. Those that have been displaced are still either moved into other apartments or still up in motel rooms until they can get the okay to move into, or get more stuff to move into another motel or another apartment. And you know, it must be quite the feeling to know you've lost everything to a fire, or not being able to be allowed back in to see what is left of your belongings, because the environment is not safe for, you know, you to be into. They had the structural engineer here today doing some inspections on the building, and well, I assume all is good, because if it wasn't, I'd figure there'd be a giant red sticker on all of our doors telling us to move out, because, well, you know, they don't want to take the risk, right? They had people up on the roof today, tarping up sections of the roof. I guess the roof is pretty soft where the fire was, and there's actually holes in the roof, whether that was from the firefighters or from the fire itself, which is totally understandable. But, you know, it kind of is what it is, right? We are all just lucky to still have what we have, whether it's a home to go to, whether it's our life, whether it's you know, our belongings, whether it's us. You know, there are those that are less fortunate, that have lost everything, that don't have everything, don't have anything, period. And well, it kind of gives you a bit of a new appreciation on well, on everything, right? Not sure what my plans are for the next couple of days, now that I am the better part of finished moving. There are some boxes that I need to go through, but they're more for decor, like my paintings and my ornaments and my Hot Wheels collection. I might actually hang up this time around, and I need to set up my art table for the fall, but we still got about another 3 weeks to a month before that's going to happen-ish. I'd like to set up the office so I can get back to doing the semi-normal routine again. The routine that I broke for like the last 2 years. I'm hoping not to dive into the computer as deep as I once was.
But I need to find a happy medium between absolutely nothing and completely consumed by videos and by the internet and everything, like I was at one point. But just enjoying the evening here, sitting on the deck with a beverage, kind of just relaxing, watching a couple of videos, just kind of planning out the evening, watching people walk across the parking lot to the garbage bin or to the cars. It's kind of a neat vantage point. And just kind of enjoying the peaceful quietness of the evening. But it is what it is. Around we go. Today was a good day. Tomorrow's another one. And as always, thanks for watching.